Okay, this is part 2 of our timetabling using the automated class and teacher scheduler. Again, our objective here is to teach you the skill on how to manually plot your timetables. This skill is useful as we continue to plot using more advanced applications with advanced algorithm. Okay, so this is where I stopped during the part 1. So I was able to plot the timetables of Gradient Curie, Dalton, Einstein, Faraday, Hertz, Newton, and Ohm. So for this video, I will continue filling out the other sections, and so our viewers or our users of Axe can follow along. Timetabling skill is not easy to develop. You really need to immerse with it. You really need to experience it, or actually, or literally do it on your own. Now let's jump to here to section query. For the 9 subjects, we are expected to have 30 class hours in the entire week. So we are expected to have 10 vacant hours for a week. So for Gradient Curie, it's already good. We plotted 30 hours already, so we have 10 vacant hours. So for Gradient Curie, it's good. The advisor is Mr. Chito Miranda. And now if you want to check the subjects, for example, Science 10, I have put here a dashboard that you can easily see a subject that is already plotted. So for example, Science 10 here, the count is 4. So we are correct because Science 10 is taught 4 hours per week. So if you remember in our first video, one of our soft constraint, or shall we say preference, we wish that the advisors will be the first teacher of the class in the morning. So Chito Miranda, as the advisor of grade 10 Curie, will teach Science 10, 7:30 to 8:30 every day from Monday to Thursday. Grade 10 Curie is done. Grade 10 Dalton is done. I'll just delete this. We got 10 vacant hours. Next section, grade 10 Einstein is also done. 10 vacant hours, and so on. Now if you want old school timetabling, you can actually print our plot sheet. It's ready for print. Just hit Control P or Command P on your keyboard. This is for you to avoid the screen and plot physically using your hands. You can cut the names of the teachers and subjects and then physically move them in a large matrix. There are other users who prefer to do it old school way, so it's up to you. Now you can also print the existing teacher timetables so that you don't need to shift from one sheet to the other. The same as with the class timetable or the timetables per section, you can also print them one by one so that you have a physical copy of them. Because as we go along, when the timetable is more constrict, when we have plotted a lot already, there are less vacant times, and it will be more difficult for us to find vacant times for our teachers. So this is still a very long process, so maybe I'll skip the grade 10 and grade 9 and I will proceed directly to the part where the school timetable is a bit saturated already, meaning there's less vacant times to cater the teachers, because those were the times that it's a bit problematic. So I will skip most of the parts just to shorten the video and get right back to the part that there's really a major concern. So we will jump to grade 8 Azalea. There's only one plotted for now, TLE 8. So there's still a lot of vacant. Let's go to plot schedule and find grade 8 Azalea. So I have presented a soft constraint that as much as possible the first period or first class in the morning will be their advisors. So let's check who's the advisor of grade 8 Azalea. If you hit Control F or Command F in your keyboard, I'll type Azalea. So the advisor is Raymart Santiago, and he's teaching 2 English and 4 Filipino. So let's go back to plot. So let's plot Santiago Randy here using the drop down menu or type using the keyboard. So for me, I'll just type Santiago and hit enter and select from his subjects English 8 for now. So let's copy and paste it up to Friday, and we will change Friday to homeroom because he's an advisor. Now we know that he's teaching 2 English subjects, so you might as well copy again his name and plot on the neighboring section Begonia. Let's check if Begonia is English already. So there's none, so we'll utilize the second period, Monday to Thursday, for Santiago English. So we are done with English. We know that he's teaching for Filipino 8. Let's go back to his class advisory, grade 8 Azalea. Again, you can use the drop down or type. So he's there, Santiago, and type Filipino 8, copy, and then paste up to Thursday, since Filipino is just 4 hours per week. Now we need 3 more. Let's add grade 8 Dalia, Filipino 8 for Santiago. Let's just double check if there's Filipino already, since none, so it's good. Next, Filipino for section Daisy. So let's check Daisy. No subjects yet, so it's good. Now for 2 to 3, let's give it to grade 8 Iris. So let's check on the teacher timetable. Santiago, let's see, he got 25 already, so his timetable is already complete. Now let's proceed to the next section, Begonia. I'll just find again Begonia here, since I don't know these teachers. The advisor is Alonte. So Alonte is teaching how many subjects? MAPE 8. So he's also teaching ESP 3, ESP 8, I'll just move this homeroom here because there's a gap. Okay. So if we go here, his load is only 23 hours per week. It's the lowest so far based on my list. Okay. Again, Alonte is the advisor of Begonia. So we will proceed to section Begonia. Let's just click plot and plot Alonte there. As you can see, subject, MAPI 8, copy, and then paste up to Friday, but we will change Friday to homeroom since MAPI is only 4 days a week, Monday to Thursday only. Now we'll copy his name and his subject because we know that he's still more MAPI 8 subjects. We will do this for the rest of the sections and we will stop if we encounter problems and I will emphasize it. So for now, I will skip the video. Now let's take a look to this teacher, Ganda. She's actually an overloaded teacher. So I just checked her subject, plotted AP8, 12 periods already. We still need to plot 2 more sections to her because she got 27 hours per week teaching load. So based on my notes, the remaining 2 sections without AP8 is Begonia and Dahlia. We'll check if Ganda is vacant at 1 to 2. He's not vacant anymore. Let's go back to plot. Begonia needs AP8 and it's vacant at 2 to 3 p.m. Now AP or Araling Panlipunan is 3 hours per week. So since Begonia is vacant at 2 to 3, we will put Ganda at Monday to Wednesday, 2 to 3 for grade 8 Begonia. So that's her second to the last teaching load. Now Dahlia is next. Is Ganda vacant at 3 to 4? Let's try. There's no conflict, so it's good. Now as you can see, plotted 27 hours already. So the timetable of teacher Ganda is already done. And at the same time, we are also done with grade 8 Begonia and Dahlia. Okay, we are done with all the grade 8 sections or classes. Now, we have the option to plot the remaining grade 8 teachers who are non-advisors, or we're gonna proceed to grade 7. So for me, I'm going to go straight to grade 7. So the first section in grade 7 courage. Again, I'm gonna check the advisor of grade 7 courage. I'll just search Control F. So the advisor is Francine Diaz and her load. She's teaching MAPE 7. Okay, so 5 MAPE 7 and 1 Math 7. I'll just move this homeroom here. Delete. So Diaz. So now, let's go to plot schedule. Grade 7 courage. The same strategy, we will put the class advisors. So the class advisor is Diaz. She will be teaching MAPE 7 for her class advisory. Plot up to Friday but change to homeroom. She is teaching 5 MAPE 7 and 1 math. So let's plot the remaining MAPE subjects to the neighboring sections. Copy and then paste. Okay, let's check the teacher timetable of Ma'am Diaz. So we plotted 4 MAPE already. We need 1 more. So let's let's again copy paste or use the drop down menu for grade 7 Hope, Monday to Friday 1 to 2 p.m. for Francine Diaz. So let's go back to her timetable. So 1 2 3 4 5 MAPE, and we're gonna plot her last subject, math. So let's go back to her class advisory. So her class advisor will be handled by her in the math subject as much as possible. So let's select which time. So let's check what's her vacant time again. 2 to 5 p.m. Still very loose. So I'm gonna copy her name and go back to grade 7 Courage and paste to 2 to 3. So instead of MAPE, she'll be teaching math for her advisory class. Monday to Thursday, 2 to 3 p.m. Done. Let's go back. So 25 hours already plotted. So the timetable of Francine Diaz is done. Okay, next problem. Here's teacher Jane Oineza. We need to plot her last subject, TLE 8, to grade 8 Lily. But grade 8 Lily, 8:30 to 9:30 schedule is already occupied. As you can see, we need to transfer some of these teachers to 3 to 4 or 4 to 5 p.m. So who among those teachers can transfer to 3 to 4 or 4 to 5 p.m. because Oineza must be transferred to 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. So let's try Soto. Okay, let's go to plot. We will have trial and error method here. I'll grab Soto, copy, and paste. Let's paste to 3 to 4. Boom, there's 2 conflict. So undo. I'll try 4 to 5. There's no conflict, so it's good. So let's go here and delete. Now I'm gonna transfer this schedule of Ganda to 9:45 to 10:45, and it's good. So we're gonna delete this, and it's available already for Oineza for her TLE 8 subject. So we're gonna copy and paste, and it's good. We go to the teacher timetable. There you go, TLE 8 for grade 8 Lily, 8:30 to 9:30. Grade 8 Lily is done. Okay, let's jump here We have here our last teacher, Salvador. I'll just type on the teacher timetable, Salvador. We She has two AP subjects not yet plotted. And based on my notes, let's proceed to the plot class schedule. It's Daisy and Iris who still don't have AP8. So it's for Salvador. Now as we check Salvador, she's only vacant at 8:30 to 9:30 and 2 to 3 p.m. So let's check Daisy. So 8:30 to 9:30 is occupied and 2 to 3 is also occupied. So it's a bit problematic, but the same strategy, we're gonna transfer those like this. 8:30 to 9:30 occupied by Evangelista Hart. Let's transfer her to some other time. Let's check here. Conflict, undo. Other time. How about here? Good. So Evangelista can be deleted here. And these 3 days will be occupied by Salvador for AP8, 8:30 to 9:30. So grade 8 Daisy is good. Let's proceed to grade 8 Iris. Again, let's go back. 8:30 to 9:30 of Salvador is occupied. We're looking at 2 to 3 p.m. Now let us proceed to the final section, grade 8 Iris. Luckily, the 2 to 3 p.m. of grade 8 Iris is still vacant, so it's good already. Okay, let's check the timetable of Janela Salvador. It's already good. For the classes, grade 8, Azalea is good, 10 vacant. Grade 8 Begonia is good, 10 vacant hours. You can double check them by scrolling. Dahlia is good. Daisy is good. Iris is good. Lily is good. And finally, Rose and Sunflower grade 8 sections are good. I guess we are done timetablling our school, composed of 32 sections from grade 7 to grade 10. Composed of also 38 teachers. Now we are down to the last part of the tutorial, the generation of substitute teachers, which is a unique feature of this automated class and timetable. So as you can see here, we will group our teachers. So it depends on you. You can group your language teachers to group 1, group 2 teachers as science and math teachers. So it depends on you, depends on the size of the school. So we are just gonna input numbers here based on the group of that teacher. So maybe I'll just make English and Filipino teachers as one group. So I'll assign number 1 for English and Filipino teachers. This is just a guide. So for number 2, let's say math and science teachers. And group 3 for other learning areas or subject. Now I'll begin by assigning numbers or subgroup numbers to all teachers. In your case, you know your teachers, you know their teaching loads. In my case, I just made up all the names of these teachers, so I don't know them. I'm not familiar with them. So I'll be scrolling their um, distribution of subjects from time to time. So for Bunda, he is teaching MAPE Filipino. So I'll just give him to group 1. Now for Ellen Adarna, just add Araling Panlipunan to the same group with English and Filipino, so it's still 1. Carlos Agassiz teaching AP, so it's also group 1. So there's 3 already in group 1. So I'm gonna change Boy Abunda to number 3 because I know he's also teaching MAPE. It really depends on you on how do you group your teachers to determine the substitute teacher in case any of our teacher will be absent from the class. So I'll just continue assigning sub numbers to our teachers, and let's generate our sub teachers by clicking the sub button. Okay, done. So we'll go back to the home page and click the generate sub button. There you go. So as you can see, the vacant sub teachers were already identified, and let's check Abunda here. Yes, sub on 7:30 to 8:30, but unfortunately in 8:30 to 9:30 there's no available teachers, so it did not generate sub teachers. So our school here, our sample school here is really a small school. It lacks teachers, obviously. Most of the teachers are overloaded. So now my solution, if this happens to your school, is to reduce the number of groups. So let me just change all number 3 to 2 or 1 to make our groups just 2 groups. If your school is really very small, you can just put 1 in all of these group number of sub-teachers so that anyone can substitute any absent teacher. So there is only 1 group. So in my case, I'll try to make 2 groups. So I'll change the number 3 to 1 or 2. Okay, so now, as you can see, we evenly distributed our teachers, 19 each number. So let's go back to home and click generate sub again. Boom, there you go. So Abunda Agassi here has all subs teachers available. Let's check another teacher. Let's go back to Abunda. Do you remember on 8:30 to 9:30 he doesn't have any substitute, but now he has already 1, and it's Ramon Bagatsing. Elena Darna here has all substitute teachers, and that's it. So our per section or class timetable also has substitute teachers ready in case, for this case, Chito Miranda teaching science 10 in 7:30 to 8:30 for grade 10 Curie if he's absent for that day. Then these teachers here in the vacant sub teachers row is available to substitute. This is really the reason why I developed this tool. For now, there is yet a policy in the national level that addresses teacher absences. What will happen to the class left behind by the absent teachers? We know that our teachers are just human beings. They are not immune to sickness. They sometimes travel or go on vacation. So we really need to take a look to this because teacher absences will result to class disruption. So that's it for today's video. I hope I was able to share something fruitful and useful. This video is a bit long already, so I'll stop from here. See you again on our next video. Please don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell. I will upload more developments of the automated class and teacher scheduler anytime soon. Thank you.